Hi everybody, welcome to Virtual Tour Tuesday. I'm Jessica Bajorquez with eXp Realty, and we have a very special Virtual Tour Tuesday this week. We are on tour. We flew out to Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm sitting here with a really great friend of mine, Alec Stern, who is a local to Boston area, and we're going to talk a little bit about our experience out here and what we got to tour. We went over to Seaport and we got to experience the St. Regis Residences up there along with the Echelon. But first, Alec, who is a serial entrepreneur, amazing man, and loves the town and city of Boston. So I would like to, one, say hi and thank you for joining me this week, and two, just want to express my gratitude for being here today. And if you want to tell a little bit about yourself and your history out here, we would all love to hear it.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. And it's great that we had the opportunity to spend some time. And I like to be, I'm usually a virtual tour guide and holding up the phone and showing people stuff. But the fact that you were able to come into town and we could actually go see things for real, and now show them virtually.
Yes, oh my gosh.
It's exciting,
yeah.
It's exciting. Yeah, so my name is Alec Stern. I'm known as America's Startup Success Expert. I am a serial entrepreneur who likes cereal. That's one of my other taglines. A couple of developers with a vision put in a World Trade Center, and then across the street from that anchored it with a hotel. But prior to that, there were two restaurants. Of course, with all this seafood, there was Jimmy's Harborside and Anthony's Pier 4, were two historic restaurants that people who traveled from all over would go to those two restaurants. And those were that was kind of it on the Seaport. The restaurants first, and then the other two properties I mentioned. And then in the last 10 years, this is built up. I mean, you'll see on the tour just I mean, there's the last waterfront parcel is what's now being built as the St. Regis, which you'll hear more about.
And it's growing so rapidly in the last 10 years. So, I mean, without further ado, I think we're gonna get started now on this week's Virtual Tour Tuesday. So we took a special tour of the St. Regis Residences, and these places are absolutely beautiful. Let's give them a little take about what our thoughts were and how that came about, because the idea behind the actual architecture of the building is just mind-blowing to me, right? And so tell us a little bit about how that came about. I want to hear your take.
Yeah, sure, and you'll enjoy seeing this as well. But being an entrepreneur and an innovator, conceptualizing an idea and then first bringing that forward. You might noodle on it and share it with others, or you might sketch it out. And oftentimes I was working on a napkin, sitting in a restaurant, or a cocktail napkin if we happen to be in a bar, and we're working through the concepts of an idea, and several have turned into businesses. And so for me,
just small businesses that led into maybe $1 billion acquisitions. But okay, keep going.
You digress.
He's being very modest, you guys.
But so several have led to exits, which is exciting. But the thing that first drew me in was I saw a piece of art on the wall, and it was three different sort of sketches. And so I asked about that as the rendering of this in the artwork, and well, they said, they were sitting there, it's the developer, and they were sitting there and sketched out what the building would look like, on a cocktail napkin. And so that's the first thing I saw, and then to hear that story, and then I look over, and then there's the actual model of the building, and then eventually you look and see the building, near complete. So it was, for me, I got the chills.
They believe highly in customer service. Not only that, everything is so thought out, all the way down to having the watch winders, right? It's made for those busy families to come in, living those busy lives, coming in from work, and maybe having this as your secondary residence to be sure that you don't miss a beat and you're as efficient as possible. Alec, one of the things that really stood out to me while touring this facility was the efficiency that is backed behind the name of St. Regis. Let's talk a little bit about that and what this actual building brings for its residents.
Sure. Yeah. The thing that I was blown away because having been in many buildings, that are a full amenity, if you will. This seemed to go way above anything I've ever heard of before. I mean, for example, that you're traveling and you're coming back from a trip. All the things that you would want to have in the home, would be stocked for you when you arrive. And
right.
When you want to head to New York or jet set to New York, there's a seaplane out back waiting to take you to New York. A seaplane behind your building.
Right. So that they do have all of the areas of transportation all ready for you. But not only that, St. Regis is known for their hotel, right? Having the hospitality name behind it, and in some cases having some residences behind with the hotel. But this in particular, St. Regis, is the only one in the world, correct? That does the first in the world that...
There's two, but the first one.
Okay, the first one in the world that is not back behind the hospitality portion. It's strictly just residents, correct?
100% residents. Yeah.
100% residents. Having all of these amenities, not only that, just it's no muss, no fuss. You fly in from New York, you come into Seaport to your other residence, you eat the freshest seafood. Everything's all stocked from 5-star restaurants, and they have a ton of retail, anything that you absolutely might need to make your home your home.
The city didn't want another building that looked like, squared off or a rounded, tower. And so it's really unique and it stands out. And it's the last parcel in the Seaport District that had for the water views. And it's also the first one as you're coming into the harbor. So as you're flying into the airport or you're coming to the harbor by boat, the first building you see is the St. Regis.
Thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate our time together. And until next time, you guys, if you found any value in this, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to our Virtual Tour Tuesday channel. Share this with a friend or two, and we'll see you next time, you guys.